And hello there, and welcome to another episode of Pub, Suds, and Grubs presents
The Speakeasy.
What's going on, y'all?
Hey,
How you doing,
guys. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
I feel like I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. I think that's every time you come here. I'm like, I haven't seen you in a while.
I know.
I missed you, John.
I know. I miss our conversations.
Yeah. It's crazy, right? This is our time to talk.
It is, especially now it's winter, so we're all sitting home and it's cold, and there's no going out and doing anything. So
yeah. Well, we don't have our special guest with us.
We don't
today.
No.
And
that was nice having a guest.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He will.
He'll be back. And how about this? We'll cheers this one when we have this next beer. We'll cheers it to Jay.
We'll cheers to Jay
because we always appreciate the company.
Absolutely.
And just we actually recorded. We had Jay. We recorded a couple episodes, and just to take advantage while he was here. And we had some more than a couple technical difficulties with the recording, so we actually had to scrap the first episode we did with him. So if you listen to the last two episodes, you were like, oh wait,
who is this guy?
Yeah, why is this this is a little backwards? We didn't know who this guy is, and
why is it welcome back, Jay? What did he do?
Unfortunately, we try to make the best of our time when we're doing these podcasts and when we're recording, and. So that's why we were like, oh, Jay, come on, do a couple episodes. We'll bang out a couple. And just to give a couple shout outs to Jay has a Instagram page, Tasting Bourbon.
Yep. A lot of followers.
Yeah. He's doing all right with that. Yeah. So he's just posting all these cool bourbons, and all the nice photos are the ones that I took for him. And
I can see that.
He takes good photos, but mine are better. But anyways,
but it was cool the way he said he started that because he wanted to keep track of the bourbons and the whiskeys he was drinking.
Well, with beer, there's Untapped,
right?
And you can keep track of it. And there are apps and everything for bourbon, but. I think for him, this is something that he liked doing better was just putting it out there. Awesome. And it starts discussions and everything. And
that's good. The amount of support he got, that's amazing.
Yeah. So, but Jay will be back. Yep. So what are we drinking here, John?
All right. So we have a New England IPA.
All right.
This is called Facing East New England IPA. It's from Greenport Harbor Brewing Company out in far eastern Long Island.
Okay.
This is brewed with Amarillo, Citra, Simcoe, and it's coming in at 7.3%. Yeah. My buddy and his wife went out there for a little weekend getaway.
Oh, yeah, I went out there.
And my buddy Tim and his wife Karen.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
They brought me back a couple beers, so I figured I'd come and share it on the show. And
absolutely.
Brewery we've never really dabbled into.
Yeah.
You don't see this around here.
Awesome.
He says it's one of his faves out there, and
I'm sure we'll agree with Tim. Yeah, definitely.
Let's
give it a shot.
All right. Color's a little...
It's darker.
It's darker.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That doesn't mean it's bad.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I like that.
I like it.
It's different.
I feel like I could put this down quick.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm thirsty.
There's a little bit of an aftertaste, but it's not a bad aftertaste. It's like it leaves you wanting to take another sip.
No, it's a little bit more bitter on the end. Definitely, more hoppy than. But I'm
very hoppy.
I kind of like that. Though. I'll take hoppy any day over sweet. So
yeah, absolutely. I agree.
So this is nice.
Yeah, it's not one of those, tastes like orange juice type of beers. This is like a beer. This is a hoppy beer.
Yeah, I can actually. If I saw this in the store, I would buy some.
Ooh.
That's good.
I'm digging that. Yeah. No. Shout out to Tim and Karen.
Thanks, guys.
I know Tim since kindergarten.
Yeah.
And our kids are in the same class together now. So, we've known each other a long time.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for hooking us up with
beer.
this. Yeah.
I always, I'll never say.
And now when I'm on the East Coast of Long Island, I know what kind of brewery I want to go to.
Yeah, definitely. Right.
So, hey, what's going on in the news this past couple of weeks, man?
We're doing a podcast, and we're podcast guys now. So, we both were talking about this before. We actually both listened to Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah.
And it's been all over the news with everything, and people saying, we're dropping out of Spotify because of this. What was it? Neil Young.
Neil Young.
Yeah, Neil Young. Jody Mitchell. Yeah. And I don't know. What's your take on all this, man?
I think it's ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
why? Because the guy's views and opinions on something is going to make you remove your music off of Spotify. Then take your music off of Spotify. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, isn't he the biggest thing on Spotify? Really?
He is.
Yeah.
You know how many listeners he has?
Yeah, it's insane.
It's nuts because when we think Joe Rogan, I mean, you go back in the day to remember he was hosting Fear Factor. That's Joe
even
Rogan.
before that, The Man Show.
The Man Show,
Yeah,
and just stand-up comedian. Then UFC, and now all of a sudden he went to podcasting, and he's got probably the biggest podcast there is.
I mean, he's pretty damn. He's successful, man.
Very successful, and he's got great guests all the time, and he asks legit questions. He's not there for comedic reasons, and he asks legit.
He's not afraid to ask the right questions.
No,
yes,
that's a good show. If you don't want to listen, don't listen.
I think a lot of what he says is misconstrued. I think that. People take things out of context, and people just hear certain words and certain things, and they automatically think the worst.
Right.
And that's the problem, I think, these days. Everyone just thinks the worst. Like, they think that everyone's intentions are to go out and,
attack somebody else or bring somebody else down.
Yeah, I don't see that at all with him. And I think these people that are doing this and are making a big deal of this haven't actually listened to his podcast at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, even when it comes to vaccines, he said he was going to get the vaccine, and then he ended up getting COVID. So he was like, well, I guess I don't have to get it now, And,
Right.
And he brings educated people onto the show, and he brings doctors and people that, they know their stuff, not your average Joe that's talking about it.
No, it's not just a random comedian on the show, laughing at the situations. He brings on legit people.
Yeah. He has Sanjay Gupta on there.
And he's got legit questions. He knows his stuff.
Yes.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he's smart, and he knows his stuff, and he knows which questions to ask. And but I think people are just way too sensitive with certain things. And,
society nowadays, everybody's sensitive, man.
Yeah,
sensitive Sally's everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, there is a freedom of speech too. We could say certain things. Obviously, do I think that with the whole, what do they say, that he threw out the N-word a couple times, and it was I think. You got to listen to the guy. I don't think he meant any,
Yeah, listen to it in the context it was said.
Yeah, because, I mean, he's very close friends with, like, Dave Chappelle. And, he's like, I don't get that from him at all.
I saw there was a press conference with a couple of UFC fighters, and somebody asked Dana White the question, what do you think about Joe Rogan? Dana White just walked off the stage, and the two guys were black that were going to fight, and the guy goes, give me the microphone, I'll answer that question. That's my man right there. He goes, he never would say anything bad, and he's a great guy, and one of my best friends, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just, people get offended over nothing.
Everything.
You don't want to throw around words anymore like that, but listen to the context of what it was said in.
Yes.
He wasn't calling anybody a bad word or bad name, something they shouldn't. It was, everything's misconstrued all the time.
Yeah, and that's the big issue. And I think that, I mean, in all honesty, and I apologize to all the Neil Young fans and
go scratch your ass.
Who is Neil Young nowadays? Really? Who are you now? I mean, come on. And I mean,
you don't want to listen to the guy. Don't listen to the guy.
Yeah. I really don't care. It's not going to change my mind on who I listen to and what I want to listen to. And he'll just go somewhere else. If Spotify kick him away, like, all right, someone else will make money off me.
Spotify's gonna kick themselves in the ass getting rid of him.
That's why they haven't done it yet. So,
and I believe if I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he removed a lot of his own episodes.
I heard that. Right? Yes. Yeah.
I don't think it was them that would start taking his episode. I believe he started removing some of his episodes.
Yeah. Which is, if he feels like it's going to be too controversial or anything, or if it's offending someone or whatever, then all right.
I mean, that makes me think he's trying to, compromise or
he is. And that's the thing about him, and he's reasonable. And the interesting thing is that as far as political views go, he is. People think that the way he is and the way he acts, that he's right. He's not right. He's not right wing. He's more independent left. That's basically he says it all the time. And that's the thing. I think and a lot of these people that are offended are a lot of the left.
Yeah.
So but he's old school left though. That's the way he puts it. He's more,
and that's okay.
Yeah,
that's good. I mean, that's there's two parties for a reason, but some are so damn extreme. We don't have to agree on everything.
I know
but we have to live in this country together.
Yeah. I know quite a few people that are our parents' age and everything that they will actually tell me, and they say, I was actually a Democrat growing up and most of my life. Not until recently did they decide to become a Republican, only because it's gotten a little bit too extreme with things, and they're like, I just can't handle it anymore.
I'm one. I voted Democrat. I voted, I was a Bill Clinton guy. I was younger. I wasn't able to vote for him. Actually, I think I did vote for him his second term. Yeah, I was old enough during his second term. I voted for President Obama.
Yeah.
And not because I was Democrat or Republican. I was voting for the best man for the job.
Yeah.
I didn't like who the Republicans were bringing at that time.
Yeah.
And that's me. And I don't want to talk politics. But
let me tell you something. Not everyone wins that I voted for, but I will never, ever wish anything bad upon our president.
Never. No.
So if Donald Trump, Joe Biden, whoever's in office, I pray, I say, I hope, I say I really want them to do a good job, and because if they're doing good, we're doing good.
Right.
So
Fortunately, we're not doing too good right now.
No, we're not doing good.
But we're not going to sit here and be like, I told you so, and this guy's ruining everything. No, you just go with the flow and you wait for a couple more years, and guess what? They come and they go.
Yeah.
And somebody else is going to come in and ruin the country. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's like ruining, rebuilding. It is.
And,
it is. And just. I don't know. I think the lesson learned from all of this is just look at the person that could run the country the best and put your feelings aside with how,
You
vote
for who you want to vote for because that's your right to do that.
Yeah.
Once that voting is over with, there's no crying about it afterwards. You just go with what happened. You know what I mean?
It's like CEOs, you have a company, you have someone that they, unfortunately, you want people to be morally right and morally good people, but they could be running a company and doing it amazingly, and just, and well, we just want someone to run our country right.
Yeah.
So
hey, I mean, if the Yankees are in the World Series every year, it's going to get boring. The Giants are in the Super Bowl every year, it's going to get boring.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's in the damn Super Bowl every year, it's getting boring. Now, not so much. But it's what happens. We got to change it up every once in a while and then get new blood in. And unfortunately, some people do a good job and some people don't.
Some people don't. Some people do. But,
Maybe we should run. What do you think?
No.
No?
I would never run for anything politically.
We can start this on this show. You sure? We can declare it right now.
It's tough work, man. And you got a lot of opinions coming at you. I mean, just being a business owner, you're constantly hearing people, what you can do better, or what you can do, which is great. Opinions are good and everything, but sometimes it gets to a point where you're like, all right, you really don't understand why we can't do something like this, why we can't have, it's
and that's the thing, people don't understand. They just want to throw their comments out there and their opinions out there without researching first.
Let me tell you, going real quick about restaurants and everything, and I'm sure you know this as well. You talk to waiters, you talk to bartenders and everything, and they will all agree with you that every customer should at least work in a restaurant for one day.
Right.
Because everyone has an opinion of how things should be done, how quick it's supposed to be done, and everything. And it's always the people who have been in the restaurant industry that are the most patient, and the ones that are like, don't worry about it, take your time.
Right.
I see, like, you got to look around. Like the other day I went to a bar, it was just a bartender in a whole restaurant. That's how short-staffed they were.
Right.
And it took forever for me to get my beer, but it's not like she has...
But you knew why.
Yes. It's not like she had 8 arms that she can do things. I said, and I even said, don't worry about it. Take your time. I see you're busy, Yeah.
You almost want to jump back there and help,
I
right?
did. I did. I was ready to, like, hey, you want me... The keg kicked. I wanted to be like, you want me to run? I'll change it for you, I'll do it for you. But, and that's the thing, people, understands. Look at what you don't realize what is going on before or what's going on in their head at that moment. Right. A chaotic restaurant with a bunch of customers that are hungry, waiting, and you're short staffed. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very stressful.
Stressful, absolutely.
Yeah, and you got to give them a break.
And that comes with anything. I mean, think before you speak, and you don't think about, you don't know what people are going home to
Yeah.
or feeling inside.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So it's
So,
like,
sometimes it's better to keep your opinion. We all have a right to our opinion, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's better to just keep it to yourself.
best way to put it too is, if you are, say you're a cashier ringing up people, and you get a lady or a guy or someone that comes up and says, just give me my change and everything, and you're like, oh, she's a, whatever, and you call them names and you curse them out or whatever, but you don't realize that maybe they just found out their husband cheated on them.
Right.
They just got into a car accident. They just lost a loved one. You have to be a little bit more emotionally intelligent with certain things, and people have to realize that there's something that could be wrong. Why are they acting like that? Ask why.
I'm sorry. People think because you're in the customer service industry and retail or whatnot, you're supposed to have a smile stitched onto your face 24 hours a day. It don't work that way.
No.
It don't work that way. My mom could be, sick, dying, and she's got it any minute, and I have to come to work today, and guess what? I'm not going to smile at you.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
And it's
knock on wood. Nothing's wrong with my mom,
that's
but
the thing.
you don't know.
With something like what your mother does too, you only have a staff of a couple people.
Right.
So even when you're feeling off one day or feeling, I hate to say you're sick, but if you're sick, you have to work sick sometimes,
just times we work sick. We work sick all the time. And people come in and go, smile. Well,
yeah. It's a tough industry. It's very tough, and that's why
that's why we're not in it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I am, but not in that aspect, a different aspect.
Yeah, a different aspect of it. But, that's...
But yeah, so it's unfortunate, everything happening around Spotify and Joe Rogan and the world today. And
I like it. I listen to a couple things. I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast, but I also, what I listen to a lot is audiobooks. Do you listen to audiobooks at all?
No, I can't, no. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be able to pay attention.
Are you like more of a reader? Do you like to actually read than...
So I do like to read,
all right,
but I'm not I don't like to read stories. I'm more of like a biography guy. I love to read on historical events.
Does Derek Jeter have a book?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. I've learned, I haven't read it,
right.
But I have A-Rod's book. I read when Jose Canseco came out with his steroid book. I read that. I love a book. I have a book about Abraham Lincoln.
John's a huge Yankee fan, by the way.
I am,
So, I mean, he's got a Yankee tattoo and everything. So,
and if the Yankees were in the World Series every year, it wouldn't be boring for me. It's just first thing that came to my head. But I'm a biography guy. I got a book about Billy Joel. I got a book about, that's my style of reading.
Yeah.
I don't really read stories that are made up.
Yeah.
But listening,
so we're on totally different pages with that.
Yeah. But where do you listen to it? Just sitting home or like in the car? Also in the car.
Just in the car, yeah.
And you can pay attention.
Oh, yeah.
To what's going on. You can absorb what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually really big into fictional books and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, I do listen to like some biographies and things like that, but or just...
Are you like a romance novel guy, or what do you...
No, just fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah, I listen to like I've listened to everything from like Harry Potter books and everything, and I've listened to
So what's it like listening to that? It's one person just talking, like...
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, when I read a book, I'm like making up characters in my head, and I got like different voices for them. You know what I mean?
No, they do that.
Do they?
Yes.
Really?
So like when I listen to Harry Potter books, it's funny because the guy who's reading it, when he says like the girl Hermione's lines and everything,
he raises his voice.
It's actually funny, man. And he does. Yeah, he has voices for everyone.
Right.
So and I've gotten so used to it now. When I read my son's stories, I change my voice. And all that stuff. And unless like it's a book by, like, for instance, what's the name of the book? Dutch House, I think it was. Tom Hanks, actually. So you get a lot of celebrities that will read.
Absolutely.
So, but someone like sometimes these celebrities, they're not changing their voice; they're just reading it, and that's it.
My wife, her old building where she used to work in Newark, Audible.com owns
that's
a
what I
few floors. So she's
Audible.
ran into like Rosario Dawson in the hallway.
Yeah.
And Bill Clinton was in the hallway once.
That's pretty cool.
And a couple other,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what Audible. I used to subscribe to it, and it was like it's like $14 a month. You get a credit, and a credit gets you any
Right.
book. So you can get a
Right,
book
right,
that
right.
might be like 30 something bucks for listening, but you get it for 14. I ended up canceling the subscription because I have too many books.
Okay. You got to catch up.
Well, the problem is I'm not commuting the way I used to, so that's how I used
Right.
to get through books like crazy.
Yeah, you used to go to Cranford or back home to North Arlington.
Yeah. So it was more time for me to listen to, and now it's just me, running
Sure.
to the store or whatever. So I don't listen to things, or when I go up to the Catskills,
Let me ask you, book or movie? So if there's a movie like Harry Potter, would you want to read the book first and then the movie, or watch the movie then read the book?
It's a very good question. For that specifically, I kind of like the way it worked out. I watched the movies first.
Okay.
And I like the way it worked out because I find sometimes when you listen to a book and then you watch the movie, you're more disappointed. But if you watch the movie first and like it,
Right.
and then listen to the book or read the book, then you're like, okay,
Sometimes the book it adds a little more detail.
Well, yes, there's a lot more detail in the book.
Sure.
And so I guess, I think if I were to read it or listen to it first, the book, I don't think I would have liked the movie nearly as much.
Cool.
But I had watched the movie so many times prior to that, it wasn't a big deal. And the good thing, too, about watching the movie is when you're listening, you're actually putting their face on, you have
right.
to
And
every character.
You hear those voices in your head, too.
Yeah. So I kind of like that, Is that...
So the only kind of books that I really read is I like Dan Brown.
All right.
Like Tom Hanks, Robert Langdon, like Da Vinci Code.
Oh yeah.
Angels and Demons.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor.
I watched Da Vinci Code, the movie.
I love those movies.
I wasn't a huge fan.
No, I love those movies.
No.
I like National Treasure. I love those, like the coding movies.
Oh yeah, I like National Treasure.
Love those.
I like National Treasure. To me, it was like a modern day Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I always thought they were going to make a third of that movie, but
They were. Actually, I just read a couple of days ago because I actually searched it because I'm dying to see another one, and they're trying, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Actually, there's going to be a National Treasure series on Disney Plus, I believe.
Oh yeah,
they're going to make a show out of it. Yeah,
huh.
What are you, like a younger kids?
But not Nicolas Cage.
No.
You know what the interesting thing about...
He's disappeared, right?
Yeah, he hasn't been... You know what his real name is, right?
He is Nicholas Coppola.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Francis
Ford Coppola's.
Yeah.
And he's got a credit for being in The Godfather. Maybe 3.
Yeah.
But I've searched. I've never seen him.
No.
I can't find him.
It's interesting how these actors change their names.
Right.
Like, for instance, I think Michael Keaton's real name is Michael Douglas. But he couldn't.
And Michael Douglas's real name is Michael Keaton. Holy shit!
Well, you can see why he had to change it. There's another actor. With that name,
right. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Like the Sheens.
The Sheens, yes, right. Estevez and
right. No, Emilio Estevez. I believe Estevez was the mother's maiden name that he took on, and then Charlie took on
because Martin Sheen. Their father. And did you know that The Rock? That's not his name.
Well, he's Dwayne Johnson. Come on. Did you?
Of course I know.
The Rock. Legally, he probably really is The Rock. I mean, he could do that now, but.
But yeah, there's quite a few out there that they've changed their names, and especially if you have like one of those like.
I'm sorry, I had to think about that for a second because I'm like, are you serious?
Come on, you know me by now. But you like reading? I mean, is that like? Would you consider that like a guilty pleasure of yours, like reading? Or?
Not mine.
Yeah.
That's like my wife's guilty pleasure. She sits there and reads, sitting by like she says that's my guilty pleasure. Sitting by a pool, like when we go on vacation, she brings a book. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Hop in the water, swim, run around. No, I'd rather sit here and read by the pool.
Yeah.
My guilty pleasure is more like beer.
Beer.
This is my guilty pleasure,
Mine's bourbon. Food-wise, it's pizza. I could eat pizza every day of the week. I'm
a sucker for ice cream.
Ice cream. What's your favorite, man?
I'm just a plain old I like chocolate. Or like a chocolate peanut butter swirl type of thing. Yeah, but I like toppings.
Yeah. Oh, you like more like sundaes.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to sound like old, and it's probably there's a reason behind this because my grandparents, when I was growing up, always gave us coffee ice cream.
Okay.
So I love coffee ice cream, but I think that's a close tie for like mint chip for me, mint chocolate chip.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite brand of mint chip? I mean, everybody makes it different. There's like, Turkey Hill like blends their chocolate into the mint chip.
I know. I kind of...
Friendly's has those big chips in there.
And then what's it? Breyers has...
Breyers is like white, right? Their mint chocolate chip is not green.
Or it was, yeah, I think it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably a good thing. It means they're not adding any food colorings or anything like that.
Mint is not really green.
I don't know. I mean, right now, what I have in my freezer is the lactate version of mint chip ice cream. It's pretty good.
I usually pop a lactate pill before I eat it.
Yeah.
This is what I have in my freezer now. I have a fudge ripple. My kids like that. It's like chocolate syrup, like a hot fudge flavor. Spread out between vanilla ice cream.
So what's your favorite like topping though? Do you like syrups?
I like hot fudge and crunchies. I love crunchies.
Crunchies are like the Oreos?
No, like crunched cookie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Remember back in the day, like a Carvel ice cream cake, the crunchies in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, like those.
Did you put what do you call them? Jimmies or sprinkles?
No, they're always sprinkles.
Yeah, for me too. I guess that's a region thing, you know. Yeah. It's crazy with everything, you know. Oh, and I'm going to get into another one of my guilty pleasures right now, food-wise, and I'm going to bring up another debate with you, and that is Taylor ham. Okay. I love Taylor ham. That's like my go-to breakfast sandwich. But, you know, I mean, you hear the pork roll, you hear the Taylor ham, you hear, you know.
So my mom works in a deli down South Jersey, and it's pork roll. It's always pork roll.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm Taylor ham.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous debate. I mean, apparently it was originally called Taylor ham, but then they had to change the name because it wasn't necessarily ham, right, or something like that.
Right. So it was Taylor's pork roll.
Yes, so they changed it, but the original was Taylor ham.
Right, but that's the brand, though.
I know.
Like one of the most popular, even beyond Taylor, is Trenton brand.
Yeah.
Trenton pork roll is probably one of the most popular brands.
Yeah, and I think it's a silly debate almost, you know.
It is. It's fun. It shows you where you're from in the state.
But it's like a lot of things, though. Kleenex, Xerox.
Right.
You know, things that you just... Right. You know, we say, "Yo, can you hand me a Kleenex? Can you make a Xerox?"
Sure. You know, that's the brand. Q-tip.
Yeah, Q-tip.
You don't say, "I need a cotton swab."
Can I have a cotton swab for my ear,
right,
please?
No, just give me a Q-tip.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember my grandmother back in the day used to be like, "Go into the Frigidaire and get me something." Not the Frigidaire. So growing up, I always thought it was the Frigidaire. I thought maybe that was Italian for refrigerator or something. You know, go into the Frigidaire
or the Cuisinart.
Yeah, and then I bought a house, and I'm like, I'm buying a Frigidaire, and I'll tell the kids, "Go to Frigidaire and get me something." And like, what are you talking about, Dad?
Yeah, but it's just crazy. Yes, it's such brand awareness and everything. And I think, yes. And you mentioned about Taylor ham and how there's different companies. Yeah, and I don't even know if I'd say I'd like Taylor ham's version the best. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? I buy Stop and Shop version or Shops Right. I don't care.
Yeah, whatever. It
just tastes good.
Yeah.
What about cold cuts? Does a brand of cold cuts... So I know a lot of people be like, I only buy Boar's Head, and I only buy Thumann's. I only buy Black Bear from ShopRite.
Man,
is that a thing to you?
There is a difference. There really is.
Okay.
I feel
what do you prefer?
Sometimes it's just in the cut of meat, you know, and it's just, or there's how much seasoning they're putting into it. I don't have a real I'm not so picky where I won't just buy the store one. You know?
Yeah.
I won't even go to the deli counter now. I'll just go to the pre-packed one. Yeah. I'm just like, I see the packages, I grab it, you know? So I'm not super picky with it. If I had two in front of me and I had to choose one, I'll choose a Boar's Head, you know?
Yeah.
So.
It's weird. I like Boar's Head turkey.
Yeah, I like their cheese.
But I prefer Thumann's, like, ham. Like, their pork products, I'm more of a Thumann's guy.
Okay.
Like, my favorite hot dogs are Thumann's.
Thumann's. All beef or
no, the blend. I like the blend. Yeah, I love when that skin rips. Yeah,
it's like that's how.
Yeah.
I think they use Thumann's, right?
They won't say, but I think so.
Do. Yeah, the ripper.
But yeah, a lot of people. You go into, they see Boar's Head on the. All right, I'm gonna go get a sandwich because it says Boar's Head.
Yeah.
And I could care less too. I get like a ShopRite version or Stop and Shop version. Whatever's on sale for turkey's on sale for $4.99 this week. I throw it in a bag.
Yeah.
Maybe a pound, throw it in a bag. It's fine.
Depends. All it takes is one bad experience though. I had bought a roast beef not too long ago, and it had like this big like hard chunk of fat in the middle.
Ugh, that's awful.
It was like I had to, basically there was no meat, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, who the hell was slicing this and didn't, realize that maybe it was the guy who's having a bad day. Back to that.
Yeah. Did you get mad at him? What is this?
Maybe I'll let that one slide.
But yeah, that's a big deal to some people. It's insane. Yeah. Another one of my guilty pleasures, though, is chocolate.
Dark chocolate? Milk chocolate?
I'm more of a milk chocolate guy, but I'm starting to phase into dark chocolate in my older age.
Me too.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's really weird. And when you look at those Lindt bars, they have like different degrees of like 70% cocoa. And
right.
And I'm like, whoa.
And it's funny. I was going to say the Lindt truffles.
Oh, yeah.
I think I like the dark chocolate more now than I like the milk chocolate. The blue wrapper more than I like the red wrapper.
Isn't it crazy how your taste changes, man?
It's nuts.
You start steering away from like the really sweet stuff and you start going into, I mean, growing up, hands down, my favorite guilty pleasure candy bar was a Nestle Crunch.
Oh, dude, I was just going to say the same thing.
Man, I love Nestle Crunch.
That's insane.
Man, I loved it.
But now, it doesn't taste anything I feel like it was when I was a kid. Like, I won't...
Really?
I'm not big into it now.
I'll still eat.
You know what I like? If I get like the little ones, like the kids get them for Halloween, I'll eat that. But I won't buy a bar of it now. I'd rather have a Hershey with almonds.
Oh,
I'm a nut guy.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? Even the nuts,
guy.
Man.
I love
even the nuts. Like I never liked peanut M&Ms, and now I'm like, I'll take the peanut.
Yeah, absolutely,
like that,
absolutely. And chunk bar. Remember Chunky?
Yeah, I didn't have them though.
You didn't have it? It had raisins and nuts in it. Like those. That back in the day, that was. I love nuts. I love like that's what I said with my ice cream. I love toppings. Like I love stuff inside. Like I don't want just a plain ice cream. I can do plain chocolate as long as there's like a ton of toppings on it. Do
you like candies and everything? Like a lot of candies? Are you into that? So there's a store. I don't know if you ever went here in Chester. There's a Black River candy shop.
Candy shop?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, they have candies, like old school candies. They had all different kinds of flavored M&M. You remember for my son's party, we had the M&M theme and everything?
Oh, because they had all the colors and the...
Yeah, they had like every freaking kind of M&M. They have brownie M&Ms. Right. They got mint M&Ms. They got... It's just crazy, all the stuff that they have there. Old, like I said, they have the old like taffies and old like... Yeah.
I'm not a candy guy like Starburst, Skittles. I'm not into that stuff. I'd rather have chocolate.
Unless you're drunk and driving home to eat.
a bag of something.
Yeah, the kids get Halloween candy. You took a couple what you found on the road.
Right.
For some reason it tastes so much better then.
What is your favorite candy bar now? Are you a candy like? What is your? If you went to a store and it had everything, what do you get?
Snickers or Twix.
You can only get one.
Snickers.
Mommy said only one.
Snickers.
Okay.
I like the peanut. I like the caramel. I like that whole combo. I feel like it satisfies the hunger.
It does, right? Yeah, it does. It does. It takes the edge off. It does. So Snickers is my one of my tops too, but my favorite chocolate is peanut chews.
This episode was brought to you by...
I know. Hit us up, Snickers. You ever had a peanut chew?
No.
Oh, man, I love it. I love peanut chews.
What were those little yellow candies with the girl on it or whatever? What were those called?
The Mary Janes?
Mary Janes!
Was it the Mary Janes?
Yeah, I remember
it was like the candy that you threw out during Halloween.
Yeah.
It was like a toffee caramelly thing.
You didn't have the patience to take the wrapper off. Like,
it was stuck to the candy.
It's like keeping it in your pocket for too long.
I don't even know if you can buy those anymore.
At that store you can, like I said, the old school ones,
I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Like an old school candy store.
Yeah, it's an old guy probably in his 70s or 80s or that. Well, hopefully he doesn't listen to the podcast. But I'm 65. He nice guy. He runs the store. Last time I was there, he was helping me. I was looking for something. He's like, "Oh yeah, come over here." They have like 8 million Pez dispensers on the wall, right. Yeah, like old school ones and everything.
That's
they
cool.
Just hang them up and stuff. So
there's not a lot of old school candy stores anymore.
Yeah, I hope they stay around. I hope they're they'll be there for years to come.
Yeah.
But
you know what I love milkshakes. I'm a big milkshake guy. If I go to an ice cream, like if we went to Carvel, I'd probably get a chocolate milkshake with crunchies inside.
Interesting.
Than like a cone or something. I'm a big ice cream cone guy.
I am a strawberry milkshake guy.
Yeah, you like strawberry?
I like strawberry, and I'm going to really go out there, and I'm going to say banana.
A banana milkshake? Yeah.
My mother used to make them growing up, so
But she probably used real bananas.
Yeah.
You go to a place, they're gonna throw that squirt, that extract, and
Yeah.
it's nasty.
Yeah.
Banana extract, not so
I like
good.
a good banana, but if I'm at a diner or something and I'm craving a milkshake, usually it's going to be strawberry, but I'll get a chocolate once in a while.
Did you ever have a Five Guys bacon milkshake?
I think I have.
Dude.
It sounds familiar. Was it bacon caramel? No, I had a salted caramel. That's what I had.
No, it's just bacon.
Yeah.
A bacon milkshake. Bacon mixed with vanilla. Bacon I've had bacon cupcakes, maple bacon cupcakes, chocolate covered bacon.
It's crazy what
that's a legit thing, man. It's good.
It's not there anymore, but when I lived in Clifton, Zimberger had those crazy milkshakes, like with beer and stuff.
Yeah,
They did some crazy things.
I had it was like an Elvis Presley thing with like peanut butter and bananas and stuff. Yeah, it was good.
Well, there would be bacon in that too, right?
It was real good.
Yeah, that does sound good, man. Now I want a milkshake. Thanks.
I know. Instead, how about a bourbon?
Yeah, I think we are ready. So we're doing this. We're going back to the beginning here with John.
What did I not do good? Or am I being punished?
It's actually more of just a curiosity thing.
Okay.
Because in the beginning, when you were drinking the old fashioned, that's what we're doing today. But we're doing a bourbon old fashioned. I'm doing I did it with actually pre-mixed it already. Russell's 10-year, which is bourbon. We're doing it with rye. But mainly I want to see how easy does it go down now compared to the start. Now that you've been doing more bourbon on the rocks and doing things like that, and just to have something that's a little bit more lighter. But I didn't skimp. I did 2 ounces of bourbon on it. I think in the past I was doing like 1 ounce. So it's gonna be like what you would get when you go to.
That's great. I got to drive home.
Hey, you're welcome to stay.
Yeah, thank you. I might take you up on it.
You need to grab me that glass. I'm sorry, John. I should have brought that over before.
We got it.
All right. Let's see.
We got our old-fashioned glass.
I'm dumping out some of that water that's in there, John.
Don't do that.
All right.
Let's tell you what I was going to bring with me today. I went to the liquor store a couple days ago.
All right.
Me and the wife went out for sushi, and we went to pick up a little bottle of wine to bring with us. And I saw a Knob Creek Old Fashioned in a bottle, like it was already mixed. It wasn't a big bottle either; it was small.
Don't waste your money, man. You can make old fashioned. I mean, really, it's. I'll tell you what I use for mine.
Okay.
2 ounces. I like rye. I like a Sazerac, but you can do bourbon. You can do rye. Whatever you want. Whatever you. If you prefer rye, you do rye. If you prefer bourbon, do bourbon. It's not a huge deal.
All right.
I do 2 ounces of it, and I do a couple dashes of simple syrup. So traditional old fashioned, you would use a sugar cube.
Oh, okay.
And you would. Mix
One lump or two.
Yes, exactly. and you would mix it around, and you put a little bit of water in the sugar cube, and you do that first.
Okay.
And so that it kind of dissolves. I just skip all that, and I just use a simple syrup. It's just much easier.
Sure.
And then you do a couple dashes of the Angostura. I always mess up how to say that. The bitters.
Okay.
And with mine, I actually use orange bitters too. I do a couple dashes of the orange bitters.
Okay.
And I mean, that's pretty much it. Some people put the cherry in it and stuff. That's for me. That's more like new old fashioned. I'm more traditional.
Okay.
An orange peel. Sometimes people put in there too. But that's why I put a little bit of the orange bitters. You still get that same effect.
Sure.
Yeah,
I thought it was cool to see it already made, and I was like, should I?
It's so easy to make. But.
All right. That looks good.
Yeah. And today...
What are you drinking? That bottle sitting there? What do you got
This is a good one, man. This one's actually really hard to get.
You didn't even finish your beer.
Oh, whoops. Hold on.
Good. All right, continue.
Yeah, so this one's from Buffalo Trace. And it's hard to get. But if you do find it, you can get it. If you get it at the right price, like a normal retail price, it would be kind of like a $60 to $70 bottle. Secondary, closer upwards of $300.
Okay.
For a bottle of it. I got lucky with this one. I don't have it too often because there's plenty of other bourbons I have that are cheaper. That are,
sure,
I'll be honest with you, just as good. So,
And where's this? What's the name of this one? You said?
This is Rock Hill Farms.
Rock Hill Farms.
Yeah.
And this is out of Kentucky?
Yeah, this is another one. Yeah, this is from Buffalo Trace Distillery. It's 100 proof.
Okay.
So 50% alcohol. And I'll do a wee bit. All right.
I love the sounds. You can hear the sounds. It's so authentic.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
It had to happen that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very smooth. It's
obviously you've had this before. Obviously,
I have had this before. It's a solid bourbon. People are really, like when they go gaga over it.
Sure. All right.
Similar to Bland's, I would say.
Let's toast this to Jay and Tasting Bourbon.
Yeah, to Jay. Check out Jay at Tasting Bourbon. Obviously,
good dude.
Pub Suds and Grubs. Subscribe to our Instagram as well.
Yes.
But let's get into this bourbon.
All right.
Cheers. Cheers, bud. How's the revisit?
Minimal burn.
Okay.
Let me take another sip and just squish it around a little bit. Sweeter than what I remember.
Well,
not burny. Not.
I mean, there's a little simple syrup in there, so yeah, you're gonna get that. But yeah, if it's more than you remember, then
I can do that, man.
You can order that at a restaurant.
I can do that.
So let me go back. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. Me and John went out to Cowan's one night,
yeah,
and we both got old fashions. And John's like, "How do you drink this?" And he wasn't a huge fan, but this is what you would be getting now if you're. I mean, theirs is probably a little fancier, but yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah. So my wife's been making like these bourbon drinks and everything. She does it with like sometimes she does like grapefruit or all these different things and stuff. So I don't give her bad bourbon, but I give her bourbon that I'm like, it's all right. You can take that one. Yeah, it's all right.
She's trying.
Yeah. I'm not gonna give her like some top shelf stuff.
But, right.
But
I guess when you're mixing it with something else, you shouldn't be drinking top shelf stuff.
No, not really. Like something like this Rock Hills, you'll. I mean, I don't know. I would look at you funny if you did mix it.
Yeah,
I would.
If I put a little Coke in there or something, mix it with some Sprite.
Yeah, I know. I love these videos where people like they take some like high end bourbon and they dump it in the glass and they put Coke, and I'm like, yeah, you're an idiot. Either you're a real idiot or you think I'm an idiot because I know that you're just taking a bottle and filling it up with some garbage whiskey and pretending you're mixing it in with
This is not bad at all.
Yeah. It's a good look at you, man.
I could see this is something I could sip on during the whole show, start to finish.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shoot that down.
Yeah.
But it's a good. It's going to take me a little while, and this is yeah.
Don't rush it, and it's nice.
Ooh.
And by the way, this is extremely smooth. This Rock Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I would never say no to a Rock Hill. It's a solid bourbon. Very smooth.
All right, cool.
Nice nose, everything.
Nice nose.
Mm-hmm.
Means it smells good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this is good, man. I'm enjoying this.
Awesome, man. I'm glad to see the turnaround.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you though, John. Have you been having it like in between these punts? No, you haven't.
No. I can't get myself to do it.
No.
Actually, no, that's a lie. I did try one.
Yeah.
I got a Jim Beam whiskey bourbon for Christmas.
Yeah.
I told you before, and I did pour myself a little bit.
Yeah.
I tried it neat.
Yeah.
And it was pure fire going into my body. And
did you chase it with the water?
I did.
Yeah, just chase it with the
water. And then I threw a little bit of water in there with an ice cube.
Yeah,
and then I finished it.
Whatever, man. Anyone that says that they started drinking bourbon or any kind of whiskey neat, they're lying.
I think it takes a long time to get to that.
It's definitely, it's almost like you have to train your mouth too and how to take it.
Right.
You don't want it to hit the throat funny, because then you can end up coughing and it's going to ruin your night and you're not going to have any bourbon for the rest of the night because it just caught you wrong, which has happened to me before.
Sure.
Where it just got the throat like bad and just, and I'm like, all right, there goes my bourbon night,
Right.
There's not enough water that you can drink to recover from that. So,
no.
But it's something that you build it, taste for it, and if you know me and John, we're not necessarily, we don't drink to even get buzzed. We drink because we enjoy it.
Yes. And we drink for the company.
We enjoy, the flavors. We enjoy the taste. We enjoy the company.
Brings people together.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing I love better than 3 or 4 of us sitting around sharing a beer.
Yeah.
Or even having a bourbon now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Just shooting the shit.
Shooting shit. That's
Absolutely.
what it's about, buddy. Well.
All right. Well, shout outs today. I want to shout out Greenport Harbor. Is it Greenport Harbor? Greenport Harbor Brewing Company. And I want to shout out my friends Tim and Karen for picking that up for me.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. We want to shout out our buddy Jay. There's an empty space between us and tasting bourbon. We want to shout out
Rock Hill Farms.
Rock Hill Farms.
Yeah.
What's in here?
And that was I use a Russell's 10-year for that, too.
Shout out Russell's 10-year.
Yeah.
Shout out Joe Rogan, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And screw what everybody says.
Yeah,
dude.
don't,
keep doing what you're doing.
We'll keep listening. Yeah.
And shout out to your guilty pleasures.
Yes.
Let us know. Comment in there. I want to know some people's guilty pleasures.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we almost forgot that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I hope everybody has a romantic night tonight.
Oh, yes.
My voice is not as sexy as yours.
I have my lingerie ready.
Okay, show's over. Thanks, guys.
I swear.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, buddy. All right. Cheers to you guys.
Later.
All right.